Good afternoon, good morning, good evening. How are you doing today? I have my good friend Emil here for a weekly conversation about some market in the country that I know nothing about. So how you doing this morning?
I'm great. You actually might know something about this one because it was a market you were looking at. So you
Oh,
might
I like
you
that.
might
All
know this
right.
one.
What you got for us?
We got Austin, Texas, keeping the Texas train running.
Austin, Texas. You're right. I did. We flew out to Austin. We actually saw Austin a couple of times. It was the first out of state market we went to. I want to say it was '06, might have been early '07. But yeah, we ended up going to Austin and San Antonio a couple of different times trying to find cash flow rentals because California was too expensive. But we didn't go there for a couple of reasons I'm sure we'll get into with the biggest one being that yearly reset in property taxes. That was a no-go for me.
Yeah, probably in hindsight, probably pretty happy about that,
Yeah,
given
if you're a
what
cash
happened.
flow investor in Austin, Texas, unless you put a lot of money down,
Mhm.
well, we'll see today, but it doesn't work. And I've had some friends who did buy in Austin. They're happy because you've had some good appreciation in Austin, but
Totally.
a couple of them are negative cash flow now, and I'm like, did you not read my book? It's called An Alligator for a reason. I mean, if we would have moved, I would have had to sell because I don't tolerate negative cash flow.
Yeah. Were Austin and San Antonio the only other markets outside of California that you really gave a good look at?
They were the two we gave the most look like deep dive. We actually in San Antonio, we almost bought a cul-de-sac. There were six or eight fourplexes that we almost bought all of them. Right. Yeah, that was the one we were most serious about. But we gave a hard look to Austin because we wanted to be right
Okay.
by the university. But yeah, we saw, I don't know, 10 to a dozen cities. Just didn't pull the trigger for lots of reasons.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Cool. What do you got in Austin? This ought to be fun.
All right. So our Austin MSA name, we got Austin, Round Rock, Georgetown, Texas.
I would have guessed Round Rock was in there, but not Georgetown. Okay. All right.
Our greater MSA population in Austin as of 2019, according to census data, we got 2.3 million, which
Oh
is
my,
good for number 29
I would not have
in the
guessed
country.
Gortha. I would not have guessed over 2 million. I mean, Austin is blowing up.
Yeah,
Yeah.
can you guess the growth from 2010 to 2019?
Well, it's got to be north of 20%. I'm going to go like 28%.
It's the highest we've covered so far, 33.7%.
33.
Yeah.
That is nuts. There's no way they're building houses fast enough for 33%
Yeah.
population growth. Crazy. Insane.
Mind you, this is only 2010 to 2019. We've heard about all the
Oh,
migration
that's true.
happening 2020, 2021. So
Oh my
that number
God.
must be crazy now.
Oh my, yeah. Jeez. Oh, yeah. Not good. Well, it
Yeah.
depends on where you are. If you're looking to buy, probably not good. But if you own, you probably love it.
Yep. Totally. Our MSA covers 4,279 square miles.
Yeah. Big in Texas.
Eh, Yeah. And our city population is 995,000, which is good for number 11 on
I would
cities.
have gotten that. Austin, like Austin proper, I would have guessed about 1 million people. Um, yeah, that makes sense to me. Okay.
And their city covers 313 square miles.
Yeah. Okay.
City population growth, not as crazy as the MSA, but still very respectable, 26%.
Jesus. It's just
So
not a
very
lot. I
solid.
mean, Texas has got a lot of dirt. Austin, the city, not a lot. It's pretty well built out.
Yeah, it's funny. My wife and I went to Austin a couple years ago, and we were surprised. Eh, like in Austin, it's like really compact in the city, and then you go out like 10, 15 minutes, and you're just like, there's nothing.
Yeah, it's like, whoa, where'd this dirt come from? Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I guess they have a lot of room to keep building, but
Yeah.
which could be good or bad. All right. So our unemployment, we got 4.5% according to BLS data as of April 2021.
So lower. So April, yeah. So certainly lower than national average. I think national average in April is like 6.2. So four and a half
Yep.
percent. Texas, they never really shut down. Makes a lot of sense. Okay.
Yep. I think Houston was the only one we covered in
Yeah,
Texas that
oil and
was
gas,
like
eight. That was eight,
8%.
eight
That's right.
percent.
Yeah, good memory. All right. Our median household income. Any guesses?
This is always fun. Um, God, I want to say 61 grand.
71, which is the highest we've
Wow, that's the
covered.
highest we've seen.
Yeah.
71.
71,576 as of 2019 census data.
That's healthy. Well, that just means freaking housing prices are insane. That's what that means. And rents are probably crazy too.
Yeah, lots of tech jobs, as we all have heard. So
Yeah.
people are doing well there. All right, our number of units of housing stock, we have 883,000, of which 39% are renter occupied. Another high number.
Yeah. Okay. All right.
And last but not least, here we got our 2020 single family permits came in at 21,991, which was up over 19% year over year. And that's coming from John Burns data.
Yeah. A lot of building in Texas. Yeah. A lot of building.
All right. Moving on to home price and rent. Any guesses on our entry level single family home price as of March 2021?
And again, this is the 80% of median, right?
Right. Exactly.
God, I have no idea. I'm going to say 330.
A little bit less. That's closer to the existing median, but the entry level is 276,500.
That is so much. I don't have a great memory for 20 or 15 years ago, but God, I want to say we were looking at stuff below 150, in 06. So,
yeah, I bet.
Yeah. Crazy.
The growth since 2019, this is the highest we've covered so far, 20.2% since 2019.
Wow.
It's a big growth.
That's good.
That existing median home price I was mentioning, 365,000. So that's existing median home price right now.
Yeah, that's still healthy. 365.
So as you mentioned, for cash flow, our median single family rent on that entry level home only coming in at 1,784.
Woo, that yield calculation is going to be pretty low.
Yep. So that SF single family gross yield right now, 5.5%.
Oh, I would have guessed in the fours. Yeah, that's pretty low.
Yeah. Yeah. One of the lower ones we've covered so far.
Yeah.
Rent growth on that entry level home since 2019, only 5.2%.
Yeah. See, that's where you get a problem. Rent growth is not keeping up with other expenses.
Right.
Right. Property taxes.
Property tax.
Yeah. That's again, Texas is wonderful. I mean, it was wonderful for decades, but the last 5 years have seen crazy appreciation, which brings with it that inflation in property taxes, which eats cash flow and it gets reset every year. And if rents don't keep up, that's a way to go broke.
Yeah. I wonder if we're going to start to see, just given how many people have moved to Austin. I mean, it just comes to supply and demand, but I wonder if rent is finally going to start catching up.
It could. I mean, eventually landlords got to pass it on, right? They don't want to lose the property.
Right.
Right. So eventually it's got to be passed on, but that's, there's a lot of goodness going on in Austin if you're an owner.
Totally. And a home occupancy rate, I think this is the highest one we've covered, 95.9%.
Oh yeah, definitely the highest.
Not a lot of vacant homes out there.
Yeah.
All right. Moving on to our employment stats. So our main industries in Austin include advanced manufacturing, creative and digital media, clean technology, life sciences, space technology, and data management.
Yeah, Austin's got all those and growing, right? They've got a great tailwind of what I'll just genericize as tech or biotech jobs.
Totally.
I think Austin, I think Austin will have some of the highest percentage job growth in 6-figure jobs probably for the next decade.
Yeah,
pretty good stuff.
Yeah, the companies with corporate or regional headquarters in Austin, which people are probably familiar with, we got AMD, Apple, Dell, Cirrus Logic, Home Depot, LegalZoom, Oracle, and Vrbo, which is the Airbnb competitor.
Yeah, and it's funny you brought up Oracle, right? Oracle made a big splash last year when they left. I think they were in Redwood City and moved to Texas for tax reasons. So that's quality of life. So more and more, I don't think they're done. I think there's more tech companies going to Texas over the next 3 to 4 years from the Valley. I think it's going to happen. HP just did the same thing. They moved their headquarters there as well, I think.
Yeah. I saw that. A couple other tech companies here I got on this list of, says they have operations in Austin. We got Apple, Amazon, Cisco Systems, eBay, PayPal, Facebook, Google, HomeAway, and Xerox.
Yeah. All the big boys. All the big boys got a footprint in Austin, in Texas. That's cool.
Yeah, so I guess Austin is earning a nickname called Silicon Hills. I hadn't heard of that, but that's a
Oh,
new nickname for it.
I remember back in the day, this was .com era. They used to call it the Nerd Bird, the San Jose to Austin, Texas flight at 6:30 in the morning. The flight
Oh,
attendants called it the Nerd Bird because you'd get them all out and then they'd all come back and they get out. Just, yeah. Anyways, funny thing,
yeah.
funny history lessons to remember. The Nerd Bird and like, God, what was that? 2000, 99, 2000? Crazy. Sorry, I
Very cool.
digress.
No, good stuff. Good fun facts were thrown in today.
Just showing
All
how
right.
old we are.
Hey man, speak for yourself.
Okay, how old I am.
I'm just kidding.
I know. I like to have fun.
All right. We got our major employers last here in the employment stats. We got in Austin, Apple, Ascension, Seton Healthcare. We've always seen healthcare pop up as one of the top employers. We got Austin Independent School District, City of Austin, the federal government, state of Texas, and Samsung Austin Semiconductor. Our biggest employers there.
Wow. Again, that's, I'm just going back to that 71 grand number, that median income. That's impressive. I mean, that brings with it a big tailwind and it's kind of its own economy. So that's really good.
Totally. All right, moving on to rental and real estate market stats. So according to Zillow, home values in Austin have grown by 58% over the last 5 years.
Wow.
As of May 2021.
Wow. Just wow.
Yeah. And over the last 12 months, home values in Austin, or actually just looking at 2020 growth. So January to December, 13.1% growth in home value.
Just look for that tax statement, that property tax. The government's going to say, come on. Yeah.
There you go.
They don't have state income tax, but they got a healthy property tax.
That's right. Exactly. All right. Of our 75 neighborhoods in Austin, Realtor.com reports that Tarrytown is the most expensive with a median listing price of $1.5 million.
Wow. In Texas?
Yeah.
What is that again? Tarrytown? I got to go look at these houses.
Tarrytown, Tarry.
Oh, TAR.
Yeah.
Town. Okay.
And then our most affordable neighborhood, according to Realtor.com, to buy a home in Austin is Montopolis, where the median listing price is $349,000.
Wow, that's interesting because I think you said the median price for the area was like 363 or something.
365. Yeah.
So okay, so the median is 365 and their cheapest neighborhood is 348.
Yeah, so this is Realtor.com data.
That's okay. It's just interesting because usually we see a bigger gap, and that may just be the fact that Texas is a healthy market. I mean, that's what that could mean.
Yeah, it could also be because Realtor.com, it's like when you go pull data from there, it's a snapshot of what's available.
Yeah.
So it could be like lower price stuff just isn't on the market right now, and it's a lot.
Yeah, we're seeing that pretty much everywhere. That's why I keep telling people the median price could very easily shift left or cheaper once that lower end stuff comes on. So yeah, I think you're right. I think it just could be nobody's selling the cheap stuff.
Could be. All right, wrapping up with our quality of life and fun facts. We got Austin was ranked the number 3 place in the nation to live by U.S. News and World Report in 2020 and 2021.
Wow, I would have guessed they were higher than that. Actually, I'm not sure who would beat them. Did you remember? If you don't remember, it's okay.
I think it was Denver was one of them.
Okay. Wow.
I forget the other one.
That's okay. Yeah.
Austin was number 1 in 2019, but when they updated their list for 2020, 2021, Austin is now 3rd. I don't know how they come up with these.
Well, it's probably because of price and population. I mean, it's probably, once you have too much of a good thing, it kind of gets crowded, right? Stuff gets expensive, supply and demand. It's probably what happened.
Could be.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Plus, they're on these lists. They're always trying to come up with like random ones that no one's expecting, right? Like
that's true.
Like, oh, I expect
it can't be Austin. They can't be number 1 again.
Right. They gotta like clickbait a headline with like, who's number 1 now? It's
Austin falls out of the top spot. Yeah.
Exactly. All right, we got Forbes listing Austin as the 8th best place for business and careers, 9th best place for job growth, and 16th best place for education.
And that's in the US.
Correct.
Wow, 8th. Huh. All right. You said it was US News and World Report?
That one was Forbes.
Oh, Forbes.
Yep.
Okay. All right, cool. I like it.
And then our last fun fact. So anyone who's been to Austin, they know the music scene is second to none there.
Second to none, yeah.
Yeah. So they've earned the nickname the live music capital of the world.
Well deserved. I still remember the first time you walk downtown. It's, they got the trumpet player or other musicians just playing out. It's quite the scene. It's fun. It's a happy place. Yeah, I've
Yeah.
enjoyed my time in Austin. I think it's a great place to visit.
Yeah, when my wife and I went, we landed, we went somewhere to go get some food, and literally just walking down the street at night, and you just hear
Yeah,
random places blasting music, and you just walk in, and it's
yeah,
really fun, really cool
yeah. And the
place.
barbecue. I remember the best barbecue I had was in Austin too. So
Yeah, that's
another,
right.
another fun fact, Texas barbecue. Well,
Very
very
good.
cool, Emil. Thank you very much for doing this, folks. We every week, every Monday at 9:30 Pacific, we go to a city that Roofstock covers. So if you want to do yourself a favor, I think there's a link below. Go to Roofstock, find a city, and we will look at it together. Leave comments below with which one you want us to cover. Any closing thoughts?
No, this was fun. Good one.
Thanks, buddy. I appreciate it. Yeah, Austin's a great market, but man, I would have had to sell because cash flow is my thing. So I would have had great capital gains.
Yeah,
Probably would have 1031, but then I'd have to find someplace else to be. So thanks for covering Austin. It was a fun trip down memory lane.
absolutely.
Thanks, bud.